So I have been in the worst rut that I've ever been in a very, very long time. And in these past couple weeks, I have felt the most lost. There were moments where I felt truly like I was falling off the path, like I didn't know what I was doing or why I was doing it. A couple days ago, I was in my bed and it was very, very late, and I was about to just go to sleep, but for some reason, I went over and grabbed my laptop and went back into bed. And before I opened my computer, I listened to hear if anyone was walking around or was still awake, and no one was. So I opened up my computer, and you already know what I'm typing into the browser, and I'm sitting there for hours and hours watching the shit. It's like 1 a.m. and my eyes are bugging. I'm really, really tired, but I'm still fixated on it. And I wasn't even doing anything. I was just watching it for hours and hours, staring straight at my screen for hours. And I literally hadn't done that for such a long time. So after I finally lie my head down on my pillow, I kick off the covers because I've been lying under them for a really long time and it's super hot. I just feel so shitty. You know the feeling of just the emptiness sitting there after doing something you know you shouldn't have been doing. And in that moment, I felt the most lost that I have ever felt in years. And it's like, I'm ashamed to tell you that story because this kind of thing has been happening more and more. I was up playing Fortnite weeks ago, and it's not what I want to be doing. And I feel like I just constantly have been making these mistakes over and over more frequently now. And I haven't been working as hard, and it's just all this shit is piling up. And that one night sort of embodies it all the problems that have been going on with me for these past couple months. Just not working hard, not doing the things I know I should be doing, and doing the wrong things instead of the right things, even though I don't really want to. And it's just this constant cycle where I haven't been able to get out of it. And I think there are so many people out there that feel this same exact way constantly. I've only felt this directionlessness one other time in my life, and it was when I had just found out about self-improvement, because I was in that world of video games, of instant gratification, of scrolling and social media, and that was all I ever had known. And then suddenly all this stuff is just poured onto you: self-improvement, dopamine detox, getting away from social media, quit it. And I realized all of it was bad for me. Suddenly I realized that all of it had to go, and that I wanted to be into this world of self-improvement, not this world of instant gratification. But I was stuck in the middle. I wanted to leave this place, but I was stuck there. It felt like I just kept lassoing back to it. I kept rubber banding back to that world of instant gratification, even when I wanted to go to the other one. I sort of knew what I wanted. I sort of knew that I wanted to get into all these good habits and all the things the YouTubers were saying: go meditate, go read, your life will change. And so I had this general idea of where I should be going, or where I should be, all the habits I should be doing, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted. I didn't have a definitive mission or purpose to all of it. It was just to get better. And I knew that would be good for me, but I didn't have that pinpoint location of what I really wanted. And I was in that middle stage, which is the stage you probably are in, where you are trying to do all the right things and whatever, but you don't know exactly what you want. And at the same time, you're still doing the bad habits, even though you know that they're not good for you. Before, you were just in ignorant bliss because you were living in the world of instant gratification and you didn't realize it was that bad for you. But now, you realize it's bad for you, and you're stuck in between the two worlds. You want to do better, but it's very hard to, and you don't know exactly what you want out of life now. You're sort of lost. You were lost before, but now you just become aware of it. You become aware that you don't really know what you're doing. You become aware that you don't have the answers. You become aware that you don't have a mission or a purpose or goals or any of these things that all these people online are talking about now, and you're realizing are important. And that's why we all turn to self-improvement. That's why you did. That's why I did. It's because we want answers. We want guidance. We want direction. But I didn't really know what direction to go in. I had a general idea, but I hadn't really found my path. And because you're here watching this video, I assume the same for you. You don't know exactly what you want because we're told what we should want since we're young. We're told what we are supposed to do by our teachers, by our parents. And then now you're getting told by these online entrepreneurs that you're supposed to go do this and that you should go make an online business. And for some reason, we have no idea what we actually want. You have no idea what you actually want. And everyone is trying to tell you what matters, tell you what you should do, tell you that you need to go do this or work this job or become an entrepreneur or do any of these things. It's just, you need to start figuring out what you actually want. And the real reason that you feel lost is because you have this general idea of what your life could be like, of what you could be like, of the things that you could be doing, but you don't know exactly what you want. This world of self-improvement of, oh, this is going to make your life so much better. It seems like it has all the answers, but you don't really know what you truly want. And you know what I realized? When When you feel lost, when you feel like you don't have the answers, there's only one way out. And the only real reason you feel lost, you feel directionless, like you don't have the answers, is because you don't have anything to give you direction. You don't have things that feel purposeful. You don't have a purpose. You don't have something that gives you this feeling that life is amazing. It gives you this energy. When you feel lost and you feel directionless in life, there's only one path out. And this path requires of you to do only two things. And the first thing is to put as much effort as possible into the things you care about. Yesterday, I sat down to journal about this problem, about the rut that I've been in, about these past couple months. And I'm going to read out some of the things that I said in this journal entry. This has been the worst rut of my life. This has probably been the worst I've felt in a long time, the least consistent I've been, and it's also been the least progress I've made in all areas. It has been egregiously bad, which is very true. I feel like I've let my people down, that I haven't been honest. I want so much, and yet I've done nothing. It's summer now, and I have all the free time in the world, but instead of being productive, I'm being lazy. I've been lazy, complacent, weak, and I have not respected God's gift of life. Why am I repeating the same mistake? It's not acceptable. I'm so disappointed in myself. How can I act like this when God has blessed me? How can I act like this when life is calling me to be? How can I act like this when I know it means nothing? It is a disgrace, my family, my people, and the creator of this universe. Even when God looks down on me with shame, I'm still unchanged? No. No more. I refuse to act like this any longer. I refuse to be a degenerate. I refuse to waste my time. I refuse to disrespect God. It is impossible that I am here, but I am. So I'm going to spend it right. I'm going to spend every waking hour of my life doing what matters. I am the son of the creator of all things. I was meant to be at my best, as much as I can be, as close as I can be to God. The prerequisite to all of this, the prerequisite to putting in effort, is lighting the fire inside of you. It's turning up that passion all the way, however you can. This life that you are living is so impossible. The fact that you are here is insane. The probability of you being here at this time, being born with your parents, with all this stuff, with your genetics, it's basically zero. You are an impossibility on this earth, and yet you continue to waste your time doing stupid, frivolous things. Every single human on this earth was given a natural purpose to go and give themselves the best life possible. That is your job. It's your duty to give yourself the best life that you can possibly have. The time that you have is more valuable and more limited than you could comprehend. And you're spending it on video games and scrolling. Think about how insane that is. You are wasting the greatest gift ever given to you by scrolling on social media and playing video games. Are you serious? You need to wake up every day and bring this energy to life, to the day, so that whenever something tries to test you, whenever you get a temptation to do something, you don't do it. You do what matters over all the instant gratification stuff, because you realize that none of that stuff means shit. None of it matters, that you aren't going to waste your time on such things. Once that flame starts to grow inside of you, that's when you can start putting in the effort into the things that you care about, and also into the things that are interesting you, the things that you might be interested in. Because one of the big questions that I get a lot of the time is, how do I find my purpose? How do I find the thing that I love to do, the reason that I go on every single day? There is no definitive answer to that question. The only thing that you can do, because the truth is no one else can give you the answer to that question, only you can. And the only way to get there is by doing two things. It's by putting in tons of effort into things that you think you care about, things you know you care about, into all the different things that you are wondering that if you should grow, or if you should start this YouTube channel. If you're just doing everything, taking action constantly is how you'll find it. And also being undistracted is how you find it. When you're distracted, you cannot find the path that you are looking for. It sounds extremely obvious, and it's very true. If you are on a hiking trail and you are constantly looking down at your feet, distracted by your phone, by where you're stepping, you'll never be able to find the path that you're actually looking for. You're trying to find this one path that leads to the top of the mountain, but you're constantly looking down at your feet or at your phone or whatever, and you're not looking for the path. You're not looking for the trail signs. So yeah, you're never going to find your way to the top of the mountain if you're constantly being distracted. And this is why bringing that energy, that energy to life every single day is so important, because you realize none of the other shit matters, so you don't do it. When you don't let yourself get distracted and you do what actually matters, the things that you think matter to you, the things that you think you care about, the things that you actually do care about, just trying everything and putting so much effort into all these different areas of life, that will never give you a negative output. That will always be a positive for you. When you keep taking action on things you care about and things you're interested in, you will eventually find the thing that you truly love to do, that you care about so much, that gives gives you purpose. It gives you a reason to be living every single day. Which is why the second thing you must do is keep going. Just keep going. Whoa, yeah, the most revolutionary advice you've ever heard. Just keep going. I know it sounds super cliche, super like, oh, just don't give up. Every single time that you've fallen back into bad habits is a time that you gave up. It's a time where you said, well, I just can't seem to do it. I'm just going to go back to video games and social media and junk food. I couldn't stick to the diet. I might as well just give up and start eating junk food all the time. You kept giving up, which is why you kept falling back into the bad habits. If you just decide that every single day you're gonna keep fighting no matter how weak you are, no matter how much little progress you're making, no matter how many bad habits you do, you continue to fight them. You continue to try to make progress. You continue to try to stay on the right path. If you do that, then eventually you will get there. Eventually you will find your purpose. Eventually you will find the thing that you truly want to do with your life. But you just don't get there if you give up. I don't care if most days are shit out of the week. If you just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying, things get better. And that is what you must do if you feel lost in life, because if you don't try, you are constantly going to feel lost. You are never going to gain direction. Please just keep going. Eventually you'll realize that you start to figure things out and things do get better. I know there's a lot of young people out there that feel like they don't have direction, that they see all these videos of people telling them to be entrepreneurs, and then their parents are telling them to be a doctor, and all these different opinions and voices telling you what you should and what you have to do, and we have no idea what we want. And it's like we've been lost our entire lives growing up on social media, growing up with video games and stimulation at our fingertips. We never had the chance. We never stood a chance. And that's why now is the time for you to put these two reasons, these two things into action, where if you just keep going and you keep constantly putting in the effort over time, you will get to a point where you have direction, where you're on your own path, where you know what's good for you, what you truly think matters to you, or what you truly care about. I know the situation is shitty. I know how you feel. And from personal experience, I know that it gets better. You just have to keep going and keep going and keep trying. Because when you bring that energy to life every single day and you try as hard as you can, there's no way that you don't end up making progress and figuring out where you want to go. That energy, that effort, all of that can only help you. And I know for a fact, if you keep going, you will get there one day. I promise you that. And as always, never stop improving. You'll be grateful for it later.